All right. No, but everything we've... As most of the field has qualified so far and put down a lap. Few people are still on the racetrack right now. We're now on Clayton Wismer. He's setting his second lap right now. Let's go on board with the 22 machine.
Nate Weiser coming off the final corner on his second lap. Let's see what he can do. Currently sitting at P11 on the charts.
Oh, the line, up to fifth.
Improves by half a second. 127.064. But it gets beat by Jorge Perez with a 127.040. So we have about a minute and a half left in qualifying here.
So we had Dexter Banks right now saying his lap time. He's on a flyer lap right now. See what he can do here. Right now, he has not set a lap time. He's sitting in 22nd right now. He's UK Ireland. Doesn't really tell me which one, but it's quick.
So all but 3 people have completed all their laps. Arv hit the ready to race button, which I think everyone is opted to set the qualifying time.
See what his sector lap times are. 31.083 in sector 1, 30.87 as we have another guy, Rodriguez, up to 5th place in a 9 machine as he goes to the final corner.
Dexter Banks coming to complete his lap time. This is going to have to be the one. 128.477 goes P number 19. 20, sorry. Yeah, that's
20. Yeah. As, yeah, he doesn't improve much, but 2 positions, you never know what could happen in the race here. As mostly everyone has set a lap time so far.
Ruud de Vries, the only one that has not set a lap time. Everyone else has set at 1 lap time. As we are ready to hit the grid here at Zandvoort.
Yep, qualifying is complete. And we are up and ready to grid here. Let's take a quick look at some race information before we head into the starting grid. See, Circuit Zandvoort. Pretty cool temperature, 70 degrees, cloudy, 8 mile per hour wind, 2.62 mile track. And let's take a quick look at your grid order. And with about 10th over the field, Emila Lundell from Scandinavia on pole position. As the top 9 separated by about, or top 10 separated about a whole second. So pretty wide margin from this top, probably 3 to the rest of the field. But you never really know what's going to happen on the start, especially standing starts. We've seen a lot of crazy things in previous classes. So that's our top 12. So as everyone's about grading up here, Aaron, what do you think? Expecting this race, we watched the previous race and it was a very interesting start. The big one happened on the starting grid. Someone just did not go, but we'll see what happens this time.
We'll see if that happens again. I don't think that will happen. I think we'll probably get a turn 1 spinner, go off into the gravel in turn 1, but we'll see. We only got about 20 seconds till this grid ends, and everyone, it looks like they have hit the grid. Everyone's mostly look like they hit the grid. Yeah, I think 2 people missing on the grid right now, so. The email Lundell will lead them into 1 from the pole position.
As here we go, gridding completed. 5 red lights as you can hear these engines revving. And away we go. As the leader's blinking a little bit as, oh, bad start for the leader.
That's not good. Diego Rala. So look down to the inside, maybe in this bank corner here. Everyone slots in line.
Not too many mishaps. A little people starting from the pit lane, so nothing too big of a deal here.
Also,
But
the 11 car, Rick Dowson, he was going to start in P9, but lost connection to the server, so really unfortunate for him.
actually, very clean start here. I didn't see anyone go off or anything like that, but the pole sitter, Emil Lunda, did not get a good start. He blinked there for a second, so we didn't really see what happened, but he must have just not had a good reaction time.
Inherited race lead right off the start. Beautiful start from him. Diego Rala, though, in the number 2 car, he had a really good start. He was looking for the lead going into 1, but now he's just slotted into 2nd. They're trying to mount an attack on the number 3 of Evan Foster as they come through turn 12.
Not a good exit for Evan Foster as, oh, we have a spin behind! Third place!
I believe that is Miguel Cuesta. Oh, no, that's not. Sorry.
Fernando Rodriguez around. And his back wings destroyed. I think he just caught the grass there on turn 12. But go back up to the lead. Evan Foster has about 2 car length lead over our 2nd place driver, Diego Rala. And the top 3 kind of pulled away from the rest of the field as we have a battle for 4th place on back. Big gaggle of cars here, about 5, 6, 7 of them here. Just kind of single filing out. There's 1 car coming out to pit lane. I believe that's Rick Dalsman. I think he was the one driver that you said that was going to start 9th place at lost connection to the server. Right now,
slow car here, someone messed up the exit of turn. Someone messed up the exit of turn 3 there. But he's back going. Lost a couple spots, I think.
mostly single file as we complete lap 2. So 17 laps to go. We've lost a few cars in the pits. I think 2 or 3 of them in the pits and 1 of them out of the race. But the top 3 pulled away from the rest of the field as Foster and Rala doing a really good job just leading, not making too many mistakes yet. And mostly single file throughout the rest of the field.
Now Raleigh, if he can get a good run off that final corner, get the draft, he may be able to dive it in there into turn 1. Foster's going to defensive. Here comes Raleigh to the outside. Going to look to the outside in turn 1. He's going to pull side by side, coming off turn 1. Raleigh there, side by side. Coming out of the turn number 2, the kink in turn 2. Now coming to the banked corner of turn 3.
Watch for the crossover here.
Job. Foster trying to look for the crossover. Still going to be side by side off turn 3.
Yeah, Foster locked up the tires, so I think he could have got a good run, but he kind of just lost a little bit of time, but they're still side by side through the S's. Up the hill they go, back down the hill.
It's really tough to hold the outside here. Can Foster be able to do it? Nope, he's not. He's going to fall behind Rala for P number 2 and slide into second. But here comes Miguel Cuesta. He's looking for P2, but he backs off the corner, trying not run into the back of Foster. Yeah, with the fast corners, this dirty air is really going to affect them there, especially down in turn, I think that's, I believe, 6 or 7. Fast right-hander. It kind of just like washes himself out, especially Miguel in the back there behind 2 cars. With the battle for the race lead heating up, our pole sitter catching up to these guys. Emil Lunda. 12. Foster looking, trying to take his time a little bit here, not make any more mistakes. Maybe mounted attack on Raleigh again. Raleigh's making a mistake. Foster's right there to pounce on him. Coming through turn 13, off turn 14. Raleigh's gonna pull away a little bit. Yeah, not a great exit for Foster. He could be under attack here for that second place position pretty soon. Questa's got the draft. Will he make the move? Will he make the lunge into turn 1? I think he's gonna be content sitting in P3 right now. Just wait and see if Foster would make an attack, mount an attack on Raleigh, and maybe make some contact, and he can sneak through and take the lead. Yeah, still a long way to go in this race. We barely even completed a quarter of the length in. Yeah. So 15 to go. So these guys are still
still got some laps to go and still got time to make some moves here. As this is the biggest battle on the racetrack right now. Is here comes Miguel to the right side, trying to get that clean air, but you kind of just tell he has to back off a little bit with that dirty air right in front of him.
Just looking through the field, everyone's still kind of content holding their position. Can't really find a way around. But Root de Vries started in last in P23, and he's already up to 13th. Great run from him so far, up 10 positions. So he's looking very good. Probably be very happy with that run.
Yeah, he still has a long way to go, like we said, and he could definitely get his way into the top 10 and maybe into that top 5 positions if he continues his run and if there's some incidents ahead of him. But one big note is that our pole sitter, Emil Lundell, set the purple lap time last time by fastest lap by almost a second, about 7/10 in total to our race leader. So he's really fast right now.
To Cuesta here, he's only less than a second now back, so he could be able to mount an attack on Cuesta for P number 3.
Yeah, he's definitely not out of this race win contention, especially if these guys battle up ahead a little bit more. But it looks like they're a little too spaced out to mount a charge.
Still hanging there. Foster's still hanging there. He's not really falling off, so Foster able to hold on. Once Riley got by him, he's not been able to pull away and try and get a big lead. So he really cannot make a mistake here. He's got the Foster putting the pressure on him.
Foster had a little run there, but again, like I said, the dirty air in these corners, especially the fast right-handers right up here, these two corners, really just doesn't allow you to make a move into this hard braking zone.
To the inside of turn 9, they're not there though. Coming to the hairpin of turn 10, the quick hairpin. Looks like Foster wraps the bottom just a tad bit better. Has a good run coming down to the chicane of turn 11 and 12. Rala is still perfect though, so Foster not able to mount an attack yet.
Yeah, I feel like Rala has a really good exit off that turn 12 right there. And now on the 14 up here, and he just has a big enough gap where he doesn't really need to block. But this draft is really big in these F3 cars, especially in the fixed series. But battle for 13 up also.
Oh, Foster really close to Rala there, rear ring. So they almost hit it there, going into 1. Foster seems to be a little bit more confident on the heavy braking zones, and that's why he seems to close most of his time. Rala just a little bit easier going to the corner, trying to keep the center corner speed a little bit quicker. And that's why he's making most of his time, but very even lap times throughout this top 4 right now.
Yeah. As you saw last time, he made a charge in this hard braking zone, the right-hander. Will he do the same here if he gets a good run? He does get a good run, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He closes a lot in those hard braking zones, like you said, and I think he's a little bit over-aggressive on the entry, which kind of leads his exit to be a little bit less than Rala ahead of him.
Yeah, you also got to worry about tire wear here. If he gets in too deep all these times, overheat those front tires, and they want to slip on the entry, and that's going to cost him time later in the race.
Man, this top 4 is really close. It could be anyone's race here. We're coming to 12 laps to go.
Yeah, no one else in the field is really close. They're all about a second apart from each other. So I think the closest one we have Jack Freck and Alvaro Martinez. They're the closest on the track, I believe. Other than
oh, here comes the battle for the race lead. He's closing in to the inside. He goes. Foster.
Side by side of the 1. Foster's
not
down
clear
the
yet.
Bottom. Gonna be clear off 1, but here comes Raleigh. He's gonna look back around him side by side as he entered the turn 3 again.
Watch out for Miguel. He's gonna look to the inside. Oh!
Foster's gonna stick it around the outside. And here comes Cuesta.
4-car battle for the race lead.
4-car battle. Everyone right under a blanket. Foster holds the lead. Raleigh's gonna lose the spot to Cuesta. They're just gonna be side by side coming out of this really sweeping right-hand corners here.
This could allow Foster to get away a little bit, have a little breathing room.
Foster got away. Cuesta does not fall, stays in second, but here comes Lundell to the bottom, to the inside of Cuesta, but he's not going to be able to make that stick either.
Cuesta blocks the
Barbe,
inside.
Look, Barbe, he's a couple seconds back, but if these guys have a big wreck, he's right there. He's right there as well. Foster pulling away a little bit, but he dips his tire into the gravel there. I don't know if it cost him much time. But these top four all nose to tail.
As they come down the front straight, will we see a move or will they stay in line trying to catch our leader, Evan Foster? It looks like Lundell will look to the inside, but he doesn't make it stick. Kind of like peeked his nose there, see if he had a chance, but...
Oh, Foster a little high off the corner there is going to allow Rowland to close back in on him. Here comes Lundell. He's going to look to the outside, the left of Cuesta here.
Right on his left to retire. I think he really wants to get by him.
Sit behind here. Yeah, he's definitely much faster. Wants to get by Cuesta as quick as he can. As if Cuesta just slows up in the run, he's just going to see those leaders pull farther and farther away from him.
As Cuesta blocks it. Oh! Around goes Lundell! He clips the grass on the entry and around he goes. Gets it back going quickly. He's going to drop to 5th, maybe 6th position.
He holds on to 5th, but he's gonna be right. Paradigm's gonna be right on him to the left side. He's gonna be left on coming into the chicane of 11 and 12. Not gonna be able to make the move.
He's Lundell's gonna have dirt on his tires here, so he might not get the best exit here on turn 13 and 14.
Also, that's gonna be tire heat. He probably did not one of those tires. He's gonna have to take a lap or two maybe to cool them down, so he doesn't slip them on corner entry. But right now, Foster pulling away a little bit. Rale's still holding him close. So Foster still cannot make a big mistake.
A lot of stuff has happened in this race. It's been one of the really good races so far this week. A lot of action on the racetrack, especially in the top three, 4 positions. And still, anyone's race in this top 3, and maybe even this top 4 and 5, if these drivers start battling a lot. But the top 3 has definitely kind of separated themselves a lot here in the as the fastest 3 easily on the racetrack.
And no one's really now that they're a little bit more spread apart than what they were earlier in the race. They've all kind of settled in now. Still coming to the halfway point of this race now. Gonna complete lap 9 this time by. Right now, no one else really close right now on the track. Well, actually, Peter Ponce and Pedro Lopez. But Lopez actually got by him, but that was for 17th, really far back in the pack.
As there's not much draft when you're about half a second back. You gained about a tenth or so. Diego Rala gained last straightaway by, but it's just
they're all about half a second apart from each other here.
It's just hard to, especially with Zandvoort. There's a lot of fast corners where Dirty Air. I mean, I've mentioned it a lot, but Dirty Air just gets a factor in the clean air. We've seen Evan Foster, Diego Rala just kind of be able to have that like half a second gap and just kind of keep it there. And they're so even and pace wise that's really hard to gain enough time.
Especially with the fixed setup, everyone has got even setup here. Everyone's on the same setup. They can only change a couple, they can only really change the brake bias, I believe, in these cars. It's a little bit different from the oval side on iRacing, that you can change for the offset and ratio, but you can't really do that in these cars. But it's really tough. Open, their setup, they might be able to navigate better in dirty air a little bit in some areas, but they're all on fixed setup here, and that really creates a tight race. Like as we're seeing with this top 3, all really close together still after halfway through this race.
Yep, coming to the halfway point, like you mentioned, only 8 laps to go, and this top 3 still nose to tail, basically. Only about 4 car lengths separates each one of them from each other.
That time, the last time by, Rala was 0.495 at the line. Now that time he's about 0.481, so he gained about 15 thousandths. So Rala just slightly faster, but just can't really get there But Foster just gotta stay perfect. Can't make any mistakes.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how close these guys are on actual times. Let's take a quick look at the time-lapse history for these guys. And they're so even these last few laps. You can see Rala kind of lost a little bit. That's when they were battling. But lap 9 and 10, so close. Rala's been gained a little bit on Foster, but it's just been so close for these guys too. If you want to compare the Rala and Kusta, they've been basically the same exact lap times the last 2 laps. So just so even for these top 3, and it's gonna be really hard to gain and try to pass these guys, especially when kind of tire wear settling in, the tire pressure settling in. But Foster goes a little wide, gets a little gravel on his tires. Don't know if that's gonna affect him too much, but
Cuesta's a little closer here to Rala, so Cuesta can, you know, maybe get a little bit better. He might be able to mount an attack in turn 1. Not gonna be close enough this time by, but he gained a little bit that lap, and next time by he might be able to get.
Oh, he might be able to get this time as here comes Cuesta. Rala's gonna defend. This helps Foster out a lot.
Side by side, Cuesta's gonna pin him down all the way to the bottom. Cuesta's gonna get it done around the outside of Rala.
What a move by Miguel Cuesta, as Rala is not gonna be able to make a move here, but looks like Cuesta's sights now set on Foster. Foster has now gained about 2-3 tenths on these guys now while they were battling in turn 1. An update on our pulser, Emil Lundell. He got up to 4th place now, past Barb behind him. So he's up to 4th, seeing his sights. See if he can gain that 5 seconds on these leaders. He has been the quickest so far this whole race, but he only has 7 laps to gain 4 seconds, which is going to be really tough to do.
That last time by, he was about 3 tenths slower than Cuesta. Cuesta was about a tenth faster than the leader of Eric Foster. Though he lost a little bit of time in turn 1 when he made that move, so he's gonna have to keep the pace in it. Still gonna be careful, can't overheat the tires, still gonna save them a little bit more. If you overheat the tires now, it's gonna hurt you really hard in these last few laps. Another battle for 10th is actually right there. Alvaro Martinez, he actually is right there on Jack Frick's bumper. I mean, real ring. Coming out the final corner here, Martinez maybe have a run looking for turn number 1. Not gonna be there.
As he goes to the fins, this could help Martinez be able to mount a charge here into this Banks corner of turn 3.
So get through the kink in turn 2. Outside in turn 3, he's also Ruud de Vries right behind them too. This is a really heated battle shaping up here for the top 10.
Up 10 position Martinez is, and started 21st, basically second to last, I believe, on the field, or third to last on the field. So really good results for him. Same with the Freeze. These are one of our biggest movers of the race.
Yeah,
the 2 biggest movers of the race.
At the 12th. So he'll be probably extremely happy with the top 10 if he can mount that off, finish that off. But Martinez a little lower there. Freke used the outside lane there in turn number 10. He ran a chicane of 11 and 12.
As the best place we've seen most of the passes made is in turn 1 with the big draft here through turn 14, the full throttle corner onto the front straightaway. As Martinez might be under attack from the Freeze here. The Freeze closing in, 2 tenths now. Will he make the move? No, he doesn't. He stays behind the number 13 of Martinez. As Martinez gets loose a little bit. Here comes the Freeze. Will he make a move to turn 2? Nope. He might do a little over-under in turn 3 here, though.
He's going to run a little bit lower. Maybe try and get the diamond turn 3, but no, he doesn't. He's just kind of rides a little bit lower than what everyone's been running. the Vries falling back a little bit, but that's going to take the pressure off Jack Frecke there. He was close, but oh, he gets a little bit wide on the curb. Oh, but Martinez overdrives the corner.
Oh,
It's
wait.
way wide.
Foster!
in
Foster
turn
wrecks!
9.
Foster has wrecked! Evan Foster around our race leader. He has major damage in turn 12 and 11. Let's take a quick look at what happened there. We were on the battle for 10th place, as now Miguel Cuesta has
He got
retaken the
wall,
race
actually,
lead.
So I think he just did a quick little 360 and got back going. But he's fallen back behind Lundell, so he's fallen back to P4. He didn't lose that much, lose that many spots, but Cuesta out to the lead by a second.
Just clipped the curb way too much on the entry to 11. Like you said, kept out the wall, and he's back in 4th place. But man, that's a tough break. He had about 8/10 gap on 2nd place. Now 4 laps to go. He does not have enough time to catch our leaders. But now, does Diego Ralla have anything to say for Miguel Cuesta? With 4 laps to go, with 9/10 is the gap.
That last lap, Cuesta was about 2/10 quicker than Cuesta. I mean, well, no, Cuesta was 2/10 quicker than Ralla. So it's gonna be tough for Ralla to come back here. He may overheat his tires a little bit earlier on, try to keep the pace up, try to stay closer to the leader. Cuesta seems to have really came alive here in the last second half of this race.
About a second separates 1st and 2nd place.
Oh, but Cuesta get wide there, touches the dirt, got a little bit lucky. Sometimes if you get out in that dirt, the rear tire can grip and just kind of spin you around there in turn 13. But he's okay. Probably slowed him in a little bit. Ralla with a 4.35 that last time, and Cuesta with a 5.42. Ralla's gonna be able to mount the charge here. He's gonna have these perfect last 3 laps. He wants to have a shot.
Let's take a quick look at the lap time history between these two drivers. It's been about the same. Actually, Ralla has been a little slower, but last time by, Ralla was quicker than Cuesta by about 1/10.
Oh, we're back for the battle for 10th. Jack Frecke and Alvaro Martinez right there, and Ruben de Vries right there too, all under a blanket as they spread out a little bit off of turn 3, but they're all back together again.
And behind them, Joe Walker in 13th, watching these guys battle right ahead of him.
As they're going to come down into turn number 8, I believe, here. Into turn 9.
As Freck goes to the bottom to defend, that could leave him compromised for the next corner.
Martinez went pretty wide there. He's going to have a shallow entry here. De Vries goes way wide, all the way, pretty much touching the grass on mid-corner there. Really wide. That's going to cost him a lot of time there.
Through 12.
That's the battle for the lead that last time by. Cuesta was faster 4/10, so it doesn't look like Ralla's going to be able to have anything for Cuesta as the 2 laps to go here at Zandvoort.
Yeah, battle for 10 still heating up. It's going to be a 4-car battle for the 7th place position. Cuesta looking really good right now. Most of the field pretty separated, except these guys.
Martinez with the run. Frecke's going to go to the fend, but here comes Martinez. He's going to look around the outside. Going to barely be there on the outside. Not going to be able to hold it off the corner. Frecke's still clear. Martinez all over him, though.
Locks up the brakes a little bit.
Right behind De Vries, too. This is a 4-car battle for the top 10 position. Now coming through turn 7. Into turn 8, Martinez still right there on Frecke's rear wing. Trying to make a move. Really trying to extend this corner. Trying to get a really good run through turn 9 here. Just to make sure he can stay close and maybe draft by him on the straightaway. Yeah,
Frecke defending a little bit here in these corners. A little narrow on entry. That's going to compromise his exit. So we'll see what he can do here on these last 2 corners as here he goes to the bottom again. White flag as Cuesta takes to the final lap.
The white flag. That's a really close battle for 10th here. This could be a very close finish for the top 10.
As the start finish is a little later here, especially with the full throttle turn 14, he does have a chance if he's close enough. He can get that photo finish here.
Martinez was closer, but he's going to get the big draft. Freke's going to go to the fin. To the outside goes Martinez. Can't hold the outside again. He's going to try crossover off turn number 1. He's got the run.
Watch the freeze in the background here of these two get together. As
Turn 13, a little bit lockup from Martinez there. Martinez, it's going to hurt him on the entrance to turn number 3.
Here comes the freeze too. He's going to look for that 11th place position for Martinez. As we go back to the race lead, Miguel Cuesta through the final few corners, through turn 12, coming to turn 13 and 14.
Just has to stay perfect. Very easy corners here as long as he doesn't overdrive it. And he's got this win in the bag. Off turn number 14.
Started 4th place, got up to 2nd. The leader, Evan Foster, made a mistake. That's going to give Miguel Cuesta the win here at Zandvoort in the top split 2:15 Eastern Time race. As we go back,
Martinez overdrove turn
the battle for
12 there,
10.
but it's going to give him a... DeVries going to be able to make an attack on Martinez here for P11. Can he get the run off turn 14?
He gets it pretty high there. He's going to get that little nice run.
Apex.
Here he comes, still line.
Got the draft, not going to have enough speed. Martinez going to hold on to P11.
What a finish for that 10th place or 11th place position. And what an overall race. We've seen
a great race.
Yeah.
The first half had that 4-car battle for the lead pretty much the whole time. And then they had the close battle for the top 10 there at the end. It was a really good run from around from everybody.
Yeah,
Not
very
many crashes.
clean race. Very clean race.
Very
And
clean race.
I don't think we've saw a single person make contact with another driver really, which resulted in the crash. It was kind of just self spins, and that was one of the, with this open wheel, it's really hard to, especially with the close racing we saw at Zandvoort, high speeds, get a little tight, understeer, and you kind of slide up into someone. We didn't really see that here today, and that was a fantastic race from everyone. So let's take a look at our race results here for Zandvoort. There we go. As the winner, Miguel Cuesta, and Diego Rala, 2nd, Emil Lunda, 3rd, our pole sitter. So top 18, 18th place was the first car lap down. So
Foster into the 4th after spinning. So good recovery. He still held on. He still held on the 4th. Really didn't make much of a ground. Loic Barbe rounds at the top 5. And Cheridine Wismer, Bench, Roskam, and Freke rounds out the top 10 here at the end.
Yeah, and our biggest mover, Alvar Martinez and Ruud de Vries, in that 11th and 12th
11
place.
spots. So
Yeah.
So that was really good run from Ruud de Vries. He started in the back. I think he chose not to qualify, and it worked out for him. He got a good bit of spots. And yeah, so really good run for that 20 car.
Yeah, Zandvoort produced some really good racing here at the 14-turn racetrack. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks when I believe they go to Road America for the final week. We won't be broadcasting next week, but 2 weeks from now, same time at Road America. That should be a fun one here in these F3 cars. A lot of draft at that racetrack and a lot of passing zones.
Also, coming up later this week on Legends Racing Network, we have Road to Pro, the Road to Pro series.
Yeah, on Thursday night, and also we have the
Split 4.
And also we have the Gen 4 series on Wednesday night and a fixed Tuesday night. So that should be a pretty fun week here ahead. And we'll see you guys Tuesday night for the a fixed series, I believe at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and